Hi, my name is Ben Holmes. I will be the instructor for this Experfy course on model tuning for machine learning. Just a brief word about me. I'm a data scientist, a machine learning implementation specialist. I've worked in big business, small business, government, academic settings, lots of different settings, solving problems with machine learning algorithms. And one of the constants that I found everywhere that I've been, and one of the reasons that I'm really excited about this class and glad that you signed up for it, is one of the things that separates, and maybe the thing that separates the basic level of knowledge, the dabbler in machine learning, with a real machine learning specialist data scientist who is going to get value for their company or for their lab or for their own projects and really give those data-driven insights that are the hallmark of a good machine learning specialist, is somebody with a deep understanding of their model. There are a lot of packages that you can use very quickly and very easily in R and Python in particular, but of course they're for many languages, MATLAB, C++, Java, whatever is going to have machine learning libraries. But using them out of the box is not good enough. It's not as good as you can be by a long shot. And so one of the things that's really going to separate you and really give value to what you can bring to the table is your knowledge of those algorithms and how to improve them and how to know, when you've reached your best and when you can do better. There's really can be quite a dramatic difference between an out-of-the-box setting and a well-tuned machine learning model. So I think this is going to be an extremely valuable class for you to take. And really, anybody could get some benefit from it. Now, the class assumption is that you have some basic background in programming, statistics, and machine learning. This will be easier for you to follow if the ideas of supervised versus unsupervised learning isn't new to you. If you know some basic machine learning algorithms, k-nearest neighbor, SVM, decision trees, maybe into random forests, although that's something, again, we'll cover in more depth in the class in general. But just kind of in general knowing about classification and regression algorithms and having been introduced to those. So if that's something that's new to you, you may want to take some of Experfy's other courses in basic machine learning before taking this one. As well, if you haven't had any training in programming or statistics, maybe a course on those it would make it a little bit easier to follow with them go along. But I'm going to do my best to make things really as simple and accessible as possible. There is a lot of mathematical depth that we could dive into when it comes to tuning these machine learning models. And we're not going to shy away from really deeply understanding what's going on with your models in this class, but we'd also, one of my goals is to make it as accessible as possible so that even with really a minimal math and statistical background, you'll be able to come away with really actionable insight and know how to best tune your model. I'm going to be programming in R and Python primarily, maybe a little bit of MATLAB. And the reason for that is these are two very easy to follow languages, very popular, very common. If you work as a data scientist, you probably, whatever company you're working for will probably want you to work in one of these two. But absolutely feel free to follow along in the class with the language of your choice. I'm going to try to make all of the assignments broad enough that they don't need to be completed in R and Python. But if this is, if you're new to this, then I would suggest starting in one of those. And really, in terms of setup, there's quite a minimal setup too. You should have a programming environment available to you, again, in the language of your choice. R and Python are both very easy to download. PyCharm for Python, RStudio for R are both excellent and free products. And besides that, really just bring a willingness to dive into these models to find out what makes them tick and to find out how we can make them better. We'll be covering a lot of really the main topics in tuning in this course. We'll be looking at hyperparameters, what those are, how to tune them, how they come out of the box with a lot of these models and why that isn't good enough, and then some other ways to beef up the performance of your model both in terms of the sampling of data that you use and in terms of combinations and conjunctions of machine learning models that are really pretty easy to implement and can have quite a dramatic effect on their performance overall. That's it for the intro. Again, thanks very much for signing up. I'm excited for this class, and let's get started.